Outside people you can still tolerate, but if there is somebody in your family, a relative or anyone, they are creating problems, then it can be difficult to handle. I know I have gone through that myself and have reached a place where I cannot say that I don't get bothered, but definitely I have reduced the impact of such negative people in my life. If those relatives or the family members are your parents, then I have done a dedicated video on toxic parents. We have this image of very goody-goody parents. Sometimes some parents can be really nasty. So there is a video for that, so you can have a look. I had such a relative in my life who, because of some things that had happened in the childhood, it used to always trigger me and put me in a very bad mental state. Especially if your parents don't have a set boundary, if anything is allowed just because they are your relatives, then you must watch this video and we'll see what are the different things that can help. Now, how do you know whether a relative is toxic or not? Toxicity is, it can have different meanings in different dictionaries, okay? It can have different interpretations as to how you have been brought up. It also reflects on things and circumstances you have gone through. Some people will not care for your feelings or concern, and whatever they have to say, they will say. You heard the saying, rubbing salt over wounds, being harsh or critical, okay, all the time. It is not just constructive feedback, and sometimes I see people disguising their negativity under the blanket of constructive feedback. Calling names, putting labels, having a set viewpoint, violating your boundaries over and over again when they know that there is something that is triggering you, especially if it's family. We are not expecting it from outside people, okay? Then they will try to trample the boundary over and over, and this gets more once more you try to bear all this, okay? Refusing to compromising on anything, then acting entitled, meaning if they ask you to do something, you should be doing it, okay? This is the equation. If you refuse, then their ego gets hurt. So whatever they say, you are bound to listen. Especially you are bound to listen because of their force and the reactions that they give. Always having to be right, feeling that rules apply only for certain people, it will not apply for them. Making unfair demands, not taking responsibility for their actions, blaming you for everything. Whatever tensions they have in their lives, their frustrations will come on you. They don't know how to separate their situations from the result what is there. Being manipulative, trying to take advantage of, trying to defend and have an answer. Now that we have seen the signs and symptoms, tell me if any of your, tell me in the comments if any of your family members, near or distant relative has acted that way, okay? Because at least mine has, and now they are out of my life, nowhere close to my surrounding. It is okay to be human and vulnerable. Most of the times what we do is we try to take the responsibility of changing the other person. By nature, okay, this is the evolutionary mindset. We are made to help others. This is there in the genes. That is how this world works. Whenever we see someone in distress, the first response is to help. Whether you actually help or no, that is a different story. The instinct is to help. We need to realize that it is not your responsibility to change, okay? It is not your responsibility. We have enough of work. We have enough of things to deal with. Once this realization you have freed yourself from major of the pain. Setting clear boundaries. Many of the times what we do is we feel that if we set boundaries there would be reaction or anything. But if you try to see history and the way this person has worked, there will be a reaction anyways. So might as well take the reaction once you set boundaries. This I've seen in majority of the cases. They will continue till you give a response. Once the response is there, they know what is their place, and then situation is in control. This may be complicated in some cases, this may be less complicated, but most of the time we feel that if we give response, it could spoil the peace, it could spoil the relationships. Okay. True peace you get once you are at peace. That is the true resolution. You have told them that this is not acceptable. You have given the ultimatum, everything. Still it is not working. Then get some other member to interfere. Now in worst, ideally telling once should be okay. For a wise person, ishara kafi hona chahiye. We are not living in an ideal world. So if this is not the case, then getting somebody as a middleman, that will help. You can keep this as your second step also. Keeping distance helps. Not everyone you can change, and sometimes they also cannot change their behavior because it is their pattern, and as I said earlier, it is not your responsibility. This is what I have done. When your immediate family members don't have those set of boundaries, you cannot really make people understand. Those who want to misunderstand you will always misunderstand. I don't think even if the boundaries would have maintained the peace that I have now, I don't think I would have had it earlier. By nature, we always seek resolutions or solutions. It is not necessary for all problems to have a solution. Okay, sometimes it is just that person's mindset is different, your mindset is different, so stay away. That is the only solution or resolution, if you call it. Peace of mind is important. Sometimes I see people speaking nonsense and then trying to console the other person. Don't take it personally. If you speak nonsense, then anyone will take personally, and I will give you a piece of my mind. Maintaining the cool is important, staying positive is important, but then working on these strategies and reaching a conclusion. Okay, it may not be final destination, it may not be a solution, but reaching some kind of conclusion is important. It is necessary for your own peace, not for others, for your own peace. If you have any topic request, tell me in the comments.